Well, thank you very much for coming this evening, and I greatly appreciate your time. And this is our January Spotlight of the District Leader of the Month. How are you doing this evening on cold January day?
I'm doing great.
Well,
I'm sitting by a fireplace, a beautiful home. I'm happy.
Well, that is good to hear because it is, we've finally gone into the depths of the cold of the winter time. So
Yes, we have.
hopefully making a break for it right now, but it's not my time of year. So let's ask you a couple of questions, and thank you again. It's the middle of the week, your work week, so I do appreciate you coming tonight.
Sure.
So when did you join the White Plains Democratic City Committee, and why?
So I was on the Rise City Committee for a number of years before, and I sat on the City Council for 2 years. And when I moved to White Plains, I actually got a phone call from a mentor of mine who said, you should go to the White Plains meeting. Next thing I know, I'm a member. I'm a lifelong Democrat. I've been very active in the Democratic Party my entire life. My uncle marched in Selma. My family has a history of being active Democrats. So I've always been. I have volunteered for Democratic issues for probably since I was my first march was when I was 19, and I'm much older than that now.
No, not at all.
So the part of it's a natural. The committee is a natural extension of your desire to make change, and so I ended up on the White Plains Committee as a way to make friends. It's a great social environment because I learn a lot, and as a way to learn my community, and most importantly, to make change.
And as you have, and so we would greatly appreciate you on the committee, and I love what you said there, how you joined one day, and then next thing you know, and that's somehow it works. It's fun that way, and then sometimes it becomes just a natural fit. And I also wanted to say I love your nails, and they somehow match my shirt. So
I told you it's my favorite color.
Yeah, so I might have to get that color. So can you tell us a little bit about yourself? I know you started there, but feel free about your family, anything you'd like to share.
So I was born in Los Angeles, and I grew up there, graduated high school there, went to college there, met my husband there. When I graduated college, I started working in local government, which is a very strong part of my identity. I started out in the city manager's office doing finance, grants, risk management, personnel. And then I started skipping, as we do in California in government, to different organizations. And I worked for 2 other cities, and I went to law school at night and became a practicing lawyer. And my husband got a job offer in Idaho, and I went and lived in Idaho for 10 years, where I continued my work. And then we came to New York in 2008.
That's awesome. And I said, oh really? When you said Idaho, I'm thinking of going there this year. So
it's beautiful.
My father speaks very highly of it.
It's gorgeous.
Favorite place to ski, he said. So sorry.
Which Sun Valley?
Yes, Sun Valley. I've heard stories.
Imagine being 2 hours from that. Well, when you go,
yes.
Imagine being 2 hours from it, saying, weather's good, Saturday morning, let's go. And that was what it was like to live in Boise, Idaho.
That's awesome.
It was beautiful.
I'm looking forward to visiting, so
yeah.
Thank you for the emphasis. And what have been, bringing you back, what have been some of your roles on the White Plains Democratic City Committee?
Mostly I've been the secretary. I'm a corresponding secretary. I fill in whatever I need to do. I'm on the executive committee. I've sat on the organizational committee. I have participated on special events committees. I've just done whatever I could, between having my family and my job, and I fill the time. I've mentored a number of people on the committee, and I feel very strongly about that part of my identity.
And I can count myself as one of those people, so
I hope so.
gratefully. and you did a stupendous job with us on the pro-choice rally committee, so that was very helpful, as you're mentioning special events and et cetera, so I wanted to throw it in there. What is your favorite part of being a member of the WPDCC?
Well, I have to say that right now with what's happening, I'm a little disheartened. The election has been very difficult for me. I'm worrying about a lot of people that I think we don't realize are going to be hurt by the scorched earth approach that's happening. And my favorite part is that I can call any of those people from the committee that I have had contact with over the years and say, I'm having a really bad day because of X or Y or Z, and they're with me, they get it, they support me. Sometimes they're like, I gotta go, but because I'm a whiner, but other times I feel like I have like-minded people I can talk to. An example is that on January 20th, Elon Musk gave a Nazi salute twice. There were at least 3 other members of the committee that I commiserated with, like, I can't believe that he did this on this important day.
Yeah.
I can't believe in this important place that he did this. And so there was an understanding. Anyway, I took a long time to answer that question, but that's it. It's the camaraderie.
And it's a very valid answer, and I can relate. It's just in times of good and bad, it's nice to have people, a committee and an organization where you can relate to people and have conversations and have a support system, and feel like you can make a difference, and also feel like people understand where you're coming from. So
and I don't, and it's an abbreviation, you know. If I go to somebody else, I have to say, okay, this is what happened, and this is why this is upsetting.
Right.
But the committee is all,
right.
They know, they've watched television. I don't even have to go through that. I can just say, oh, I can't believe, and they're like, yeah, me neither.
Right.
You know, it's just an automatic, and that's my favorite part. The other thing is that I've made some really lasting friendships that I'm very excited about, and I've learned a lot about New York history because my friend Tim is a history buff, so he's always telling me stories about what happened in the city of New York in 1975, and you know, I love that about him. And and then I have friends that have told me stories about, you know, their part of New York State. Yeah. I love it.
No,
So
I love that, and I'm assuming you're referencing our chair, Tim James.
I am.
All of a sudden, we'll be in a Zoom call, and we'll just drop some wonderful knowledge of his history knowledge. So I do also appreciate that. And anyone who's listening and would love to come to a committee meeting, you'll definitely come away learning something.
no doubt about that.
What would you recommend to future district leaders?
I think the single most important thing, and I'm looking at the camera and saying this to you, is that we cannot be apathetic. It's easier with life the way it is. Like, you know, I worked all day, I don't want to go to that meeting at night, it's 2 hours of my life that I won't get back, I didn't get dinner, whatever, I didn't get to walk my dog, I didn't get to go to the gym, whatever it is. That time that you spend working on committee business, learning about what's happening at the state level, learning about what's happening at the federal level, figuring out where you are in the puzzle is energizing in its own way. And so I would say, from my perspective, that I would miss that the most, and that I think that's the single most important thing that the committee does. If you're apathetic, you don't get that opportunity to meet like-minded people, to be part of something bigger, to make change. I had an incident happen today. I know the congressman. I called him. He returned my call. Most of us don't have congressmen, but you can have that as being a district leader in White Plains. You can have that relationship with people around you.
And to piggyback on that, it's one of the things that I find beautiful about local government is that we can have in local government, you can have that connection with some of your more local leaders, and being on some committee like this, if you do care and if you are involved, you really can communicate and talk to them and have those conversations and make change. So I really hear what you're saying on that.
I have a assemblyman, my assemblyman, I've spoken to him, we have breakfast occasionally. We talk about, he's very interested in green issues and the disabled, and we talk about our experiences, and he says, that's a great idea for a bill. And it's like, I don't know if he's ever gonna get it passed or whatever, but I feel like I'm having a little bit of an impact. Right? And I like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
All politics is local.
All politics is local.
And then, so what have been some of your other roles in the White Plains community beyond the committee?
Well, as soon as I moved to White Plains, I was on the committee, but I can tell you other roles I've had in the city of Rye. I sat on the finance audit committee for the school district. I sat on the city council. I was involved in a march or two there. I have. I don't know that I've asked. I want to participate more on housing issues locally, and because I work in local government, it's been a hard time to find a fit for me. I sat on the criminal justice committee for the county. I have worked with the Office for Women and done some domestic violence advocacy, and those were fairly local as well, but I can't think of something that I haven't sat on the library board or the planning commission yet. It's gonna happen.
But you do a lot already, so I do greatly appreciate everything that you've done for White Plains and Westchester overall, so thank you. So we're gonna take a pivot to some more fun questions.
Okay, good.
What's your favorite winter comfort food? Sorry, or
winter comfort food.
Yes.
My favorite winter comfort food would be a version of pot roast, whatever that is. It could be beef stew. It could be just pot roast with mashed potatoes. That would be my comfort food.
I definitely can. I hear you on that one. And especially when it's like a slow cooker.
Yeah. That's the only way to do it.
Yeah.
You know, right? It just makes you feel like warmth.
Yes, definitely. And some good soups for me is what I always think is a good winter comfort.
And yeah, me too.
What's your favorite type of music?
I'm pretty eclectic, but I'm of a generation where I would say classic rock was the music of our choice. But I really enjoy jazz. I really enjoy blues. I really enjoy classical. All those stations are on, and I like. I don't know modernly what we call him, but I like Gil Scott-Heron, and I like some, not a lot of rap, but I like poetry. So if you're Bob Dylan and you're singing I Want to Hear You, and if you're Gil Scott-Heron or you're even Kanye, whatever his name is, even though I can't stand him, politically anymore, even him, I think there's been some good music.
Yeah, and then the art and the artist, the whole conversation there.
But
that's a conversation for another day. But I hear you on that. What's a surprising fact about yourself?
I don't know. I would say the most surprising fact about myself is that I am an absolute nerd. I think of myself as fairly, outgoing, but I really would be happy with a book in front of a fireplace with my dog on my lap.
I couldn't agree more. We can do it together. I went to a bookstore one time and I thought it was brilliant. They have every Sunday they had a gathering of it was a silent book club where they gathered together but everyone was silent. And I was like, that's me. Sounds lovely. I'm like, you are my people.
And I think people when they meet me don't think I'm like that because I think they think I'm more outgoing than I really am.
No, I totally understand. So I was in Disney World earlier this month, so this final question for you comes with that in mind. It is a bit of a tough one. What Disney character would you want to have dinner with, and why? And I was a 90s kid, so I grew up with all great Disney movies, so Disney is very close to my heart.
My favorite, because my children are in your age range,
Yeah.
my absolute favorite princess is Mulan.
Love it.
And there's a couple of reasons for that. One is that she's kick-ass, independent, still loves her family, still wants to be wanted and accepted, and she's just this beautiful balance of a human being. And they just did such a good job making that character. So if I were saying why I would want to be with her, I think we could have a lovely conversation on whatever subject, and that I would learn a ton from her.
Absolutely, and definitely underappreciated movie.
Very underappreciated,
I'm with you on
for
that.
Donny Osmond being in it.
And Christina Aguilera's song "Reflection" when I'm needing something. It's a great song. I really like that from that movie. So just throw that out there. All right, well, that's a wrap. If you have any questions for me, but thank you so much for your time, and I really greatly appreciate it. So
Not a problem.
That's it.
Okay, thank you.
you.
Okay.